Welcome. For the next few days I'll be going through some things that help me with prayer. The first thing which I'd like to share is making a space for prayer. It's very difficult. I find it very difficult. I have to make a space in my time. I also have to make a space in my home. One of the most important things for prayer is to find somewhere, a focus, where we always go to pray in our homes. Many faiths have this tradition of having a little corner of their home where they can go and pray, or they have a little altar or a little holy sort of section that always reminds them that God is with us or with them. So this is my work space. As you can see, it's far from tidy. Not a wonderful sight to behold. But in my workspace, this table is always there, and usually it has certain things on to help me pray. It's the one quiet and calm place up here. So I'm going to now lay the table with various items which you may have in your homes, and you may wish to make something similar. Besides the table, I have a chair that I sit on to pray. So the two things you need are a chair and a little focal point. On the chair I've got an item here which is called a prayer stool. And here it is. It's 3 bits of wood. And if you don't like sitting on chairs, this is an absolutely wonderful thing which you can kneel on and use it for prayer. It just assembles very simply. And that's how it looks when it's assembled. A flat area and then another area of the feet of it. And I'll show you how that works tomorrow. But the principle is to have something to sit or kneel on. So I use my chair, which is very comfortable, and I have been known to fall asleep in it. Now I'm going to lay up my little focal point with various things. I always place a Bible nearby. I don't always have it on my focal point, but it's something that you might like. Another idea is some incense. So you may enjoy the smell of incense. So that's an incense holder with a stick in it, an incense stick, and they are readily available when we're allowed in the shops again. You might like to have something just to look at. I rather enjoy this. The round shape reminds me of the world, and the various colours sometimes trigger in my mind the thoughts of things going on. You may like a crucifix. This is one of my favourite ones. Or you might like a cross. This is a Celtic cross. I'm very fond of nature, So I quite like flowers on my table, if I can find any. So fresh flowers are very nice. This is a beautiful olive wood frieze of the Holy Family, which was given to me by a very dear friend, brought back from Jerusalem. You may like to put pictures on your table, perhaps somebody who you're praying for. You may like a picture of a member of your family. You may like a picture of the Trinity, another of my favourite pictures, beautiful icon there by Rublev. You may like this, The Light of the World by Holman Hunt. Any picture really that helps you to focus your mind. This is an icon called Jesus Christ the Liberator, and I always have this on my table. You might like a stone to hold. This one I've written a word on, peace. This is a cross which I always have on my table. I made it when I was on retreat many years ago. I went for a walk, picked up the bits of wood, I found the feather and the leaves at the bottom, and then set it in some clay. And that's been with me for many years. Another item that I always have on my table is these stones. I found them on a walk, and they were like that on the bay, with the large stone holding the smaller stone, and it reminded me of how we are held in the love of God. On my table I always have a candle. You might like a scented candle, or you might like a little tea light and just put it in a little kitchen container. Very safe then. Or what I like is this piece of wood, which I found many years ago and varnished, and I have my candle on that. We have also available now in the shops these battery operated candles, which are beautifully safe, and nothing wrong in a battery operated candle at all. Absolutely safe to have. So for today, I'm just showing you what I always have on my prayer table. But there are many different things that you can have. The idea behind it really is to have something that you can look at from time to time, something that focuses your mind on prayer. If I light the candle now, that's ready and set up for my prayer time. The next thing I would do is sit down on my chair, and I would have a Bible passage, or perhaps a devotional book, something to focus my mind, to remind myself of why I am here, stop my mind from thinking about COVID-19. So the Bible passage which I'm going to read to you now just talks about setting up of this little place, this little corner. And it's from Luke chapter 5, verses 12 to 16. Once, when he was in one of the cities, there was a man covered with leprosy. When he saw Jesus, he bowed his face to the ground and begged him, "Lord, if you choose, you can make me clean." Then Jesus stretched out his hand, touched him and said, "I do choose. Be made clean." Immediately the leprosy left him, and he ordered him to tell no one. "Go," he said, "and show yourself to the priest, and, as Moses commanded, make an offering for your cleansing, for a testimony to them." But now, more than ever, the word about Jesus spread abroad. Many crowds would gather to hear him, and to be cured of their diseases. But he would withdraw to deserted places and pray. So that speaks of Jesus withdrawing to deserted places and praying. So we know from that Jesus did this. Jesus needed to listen to our Father and his Father in heaven. And that is what setting up our little private prayer space is about. Giving ourselves time to listen to our Father who art in heaven. Tomorrow I will talk more about our prayer space and offer some more aids and assistances for that.